Foi uma frase interessante, Rafa, né, que ele falou que não gosta de brincar de Deus na vida das pessoas, né? Então, ele até comentou que não existe estudos, né, a longo prazo de altas e altas doses de hormônio, então acho que essa frase faz sentido, né? Ele não pode decidir se o cara vai viver ou morrer, então... E ele fala que vê alguns colegas aí que os protocolos, ele não fica nem em choque, ele fica frustrado, ele fica puto, né? Porque ele também comentou que existe uma certa quantidade que depois disso para de ser efetivo e começa a ser tóxico, né? E na verdade essa toxicidade que você traz pro corpo piora seu físico em vez de melhorar. Então tem gente que acha que vai tomar mais, vai crescer mais, na verdade tem um limite, né, Rafa? Que o cara vai começar a tomar mais e piorar o físico do que ele tinha.
É exatamente o exemplo da esponja, tá ligado? Chega uma hora que não cabe mais água ali dentro,
não absorve
vai jogar
mais,
fora.
Vai escorrer.
Tá ligado? E se você deixar ele por muito tempo, o que vai acontecer? Ela vai começar a amolecer e vai desmanchar. É o corpo, tá ligado? Vai absorver até uma hora que ele consegue. Depois vai começar só a fazer mal pro seu próprio corpo.
I have a friend that he used to be in 36 units I use of growth hormone and about 4 grams of steroids.
Yeah, I would be surprised. Yeah.
I think you've met him already.
Okay.
Aprendeu com quem? Fala com quem ele aprendeu com os caras. Com quem que eu aprendi? Vendo quem? Os amigos dele, ele.
Os amigos dele?
Os amigos do Rafa. O Horse veio aqui.
He said that he learned this with his friends.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Who's his friend?
Horse.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's a little bit too much, right?
Yeah, it's excessive, guys.
It's excessive.
It
What you did? What craziness you did back in your days?
I didn't. The first people will never believe this. The first ever stack that I ever took was a 2 milligram Winstrol tablet. Okay, and I took 5
tablet.
Yeah, it was a 2 milligram Zambon. All right, it was known
Zambon.
Zambon. It was a little small pink tablet.
We had here also.
Yeah, so I had the 2 milligrams, but I'm sure that there was a 5 milligram, and maybe there was a 10 milligram. And I actually purchased it from a pharmacy in Italy. I took 5 a day. I took 10 milligrams of oral Winstrol a day. That was my first ever stack. I put 18 pound on in 8 weeks.
O primeiro ciclo dele foi 10 comprimidos de Winstrol, né? Que dá 10 miligramas, né? 10 miligramas de Winstrol por dia, ganhou 18 pounds, dá uns 7 quilos.
7 quilos.
And I can remember at the time...
Assim, real, né? Farmácia.
Comprou na farmácia. Detalhe, ele comprou na farmácia, na Itália.
And I can remember at the time, you know, I was very naive, and where I used to live was a holiday destination. And then from time to time, we would have, you know, bodybuilders very good bodybuilders come into the town because they would be working in some of the holiday resorts nearby. And I can remember an athlete saying, like, you know, not even women take that little. All right. And of course, with me being very aware of like just health and well-being, I didn't really care about what somebody else was taking. Yeah. My responses were crazy. Then my next stack, I can remember being Sustanon, 1 shot of Sustanon. And I probably followed that 1 shot of Sustanon a week, probably for maybe 5 to 6 cycles. Then I moved on to 1 Sustanon and 1 Deca a week. All right. Maybe I followed that cycle for 4 to 6 weeks. But the biggest cycle I ever took was when I turned pro in 2002.
Just let me translate so I won't forget. Então ele falou que tomou esses 10 mg, que ele em outros lugares o pessoal falava que era protocolo de mulher, mas que ele nunca se importou com isso porque ele sempre respondeu muito bem, que depois disso...
Lembrando que era bem leve na época, né? Devia ter
tinha 80 e poucos quilos. Ele competia com 80 e poucos quilos, pessoal. Depois ele passou a tomar 1 ml de Sustanon, depois de 1 ml de Sustanon com 1 ml de Deca. Ele vai comentar agora o protocolo mais pesado dele na época de profissional. Please, go on.
Yeah. And then the biggest stack I ever took was when I turned pro in 2002. And I started prep 14 weeks out. So that's when I started my anabolic stack. I'd been off probably for about maybe 8 to 12 weeks before that. So completely clean. Started 14 weeks out with my anabolic stack. It was 1 Sustanon a week. So that's 250 milligrams. 1 test of iron a week. That's 250 milligrams. 1 Deca a week. That's 200 milligrams.
What is the test for iron?
Test of iron, testananthate.
Enanthate.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 700 milligrams of injectable a week.
So sorry, it was
1 Sustanon.
Sustanon.
Yeah. 1
enanthate.
Enanthate. and DECA.
Deca, ok.
So that's a total of 700 milligrams of injectable.
Então, o protocolo no nível profissional dele
700
foi 1 ml de
miligramas.
Sustanon, 1 ml de Enantato e 1 ml de Deca, que dá mais ou menos 750.
And 50 milligrams of Anadrol, Anaplon.
50 de oxandrolona por dia.
After about 3 or 4 weeks, I felt, I don't think I need the test of iron. So I removed the test of iron. And that's what I was running. 1 DECA, 200 milligrams a week, 250 milligrams of Sustanon a week, and 50 milligrams of oral Anadrol, Anaplon a day.
Então, ele percebeu depois que não precisava do Enantato, tirou e continuou evoluindo o físico dele só com os outros 3 componentes.
6 weeks out, I removed the DECA. I removed the Sustanon,
Tirou a Deca e o Sustanon faltando 6 semanas.
and I replaced it with a total of 300 milligrams of test pro per week,
Colocou propionato 300
and a total of 150 milligrams of injectable Winstrol a
e
week.
150 de Winstrol injetável.
That's
que é o
not 150 milligrams each shot. That's a total.
Total, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and I was basically shooting Monday. So on a Monday, I would do the 100 milligrams of test prop,
Segunda aplicava texto,
100 milligrams of test prop on a Wednesday,
quarta 100
100 milligrams of test prop on a Friday.
e 100 na sexta.
And then I would do 50 milligrams of injectable Winstrol on a Tuesday,
15 de stano na terça.
50.
50. 50?
yeah, 50 milligrams, because it was a 1 ml solution, but
Yeah,
50
50,
milligrams
50.
of, and yeah.
Entendi, 15.
I would
50?
do, yep. So I do 50 milligrams again, then on a Thursday,
Quinta 50
and 50 milligrams on a Saturday.
e sábado também.
And I never injected on a Sunday. Okay. Then
Nunca injetou de domingo, é engraçado isso.
and then at 4 weeks out, I would remove the remove the Anadrol,
Tirava a oxandrolona, né?
and
Anadrol é hemogenin.
Verdade, é o Anavar que é oxandrolona.
and I think that I was taking 30 milligrams of Anavar then at 4 weeks out.
Anavar.
Anavar,
Então,
yeah,
how many weeks out?
40.
4. Então ele
But
trocava a
30
hemogenin e
40.
colocava a oxandrolona.
Okay, so that was every day.
Trocava.
Todo dia.
And then I didn't start any anti-estrogen, so I basically started Nolvadex 4 weeks out from the show.
O Novadex é o anastrozol.
Okay, so
Anastrozol.
10 milligrams of Nolvadex every day.
10?
10 milligrams.
É isso aí?
No, Novadex.
Yeah.
10?
What is Novadex?
Nolvadex, tamoxifen?
Tamoxifen.
Tamoxifen.
We thought of anastrozol.
Yes.
Anastrozol
Okay. Yeah,
is,
not
Arimidex.
Anastrozol. Yeah, that was stronger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tamox.
And then what I would do at 10 days out, I would stop the Nolvadex and I would take one Arimidex
Arimidex
Aí
é
entrava
anastrozol.
com anastrozol.
every day.
Todo dia.
And
Caramba,
I
bastante.
would stop my injections about 5 days out from the show.
Parava de aplicar 5 antes dias do
And
show.
then I would take 30 milligrams of oral Winstrol
E 30 de stanoral
for the last
depois,
5 days.
até o último
Secar o
dia.
máximo, né? O máximo dry.
Okay. And that's all I took. And back then, guys, understand, the standard of competition was crazy.
Yes.
There was 1 pro a year back then.
Só que o nível era muito alto. Tinha um show pro ao ano.
Yeah, 1 pro
Não,
back
você
then.
podia... Era um show de...
Qualifier, né?
qualifier.
Um pro qualifier por ano.
Qualifier por ano.
Now,
No, one pro show, one pro qualifier.
there was 1 pro.
É,
There was
isso
just
mesmo.
1 pro card in the whole of the UK. each year.
Dava
um
pro
pro
card o ano
card,
todo.
né?
O Reino Unido.
Back there. Yeah.
You're from Wales, right?
Yeah, we're from Wales.
Wales.
Yeah. And the standard in Wales was incredible. I don't know. It just,
Ele era de...
just very passionate.
País de
towards
Gales
volleyball.
fala?
País de Gales,
País de
né?
Gales.
A mesma do Flex, né?
Yeah. So I knew that I was competing against athletes which were taking far, far more.
Yeah.
Far, far more. And I remember asking 2 athletes for some advice because I always did my own diet, always did my own protocols.
You never had a coach?
Never had a coach.
Wow.
No. Because when I had spoken to people that I got to know and respect in the industry, I asked them, what are you doing with your diet? What are you doing with your stacks? And then when they told me their total macronutrients were so low, I was like, I can't eat that. I would literally be wasting away. So when they would tell me what they were doing with their total macronutrients, maybe it was only, let's just say hypothetically, they were consuming 200 grams of carbs a day, complex carbs, and maybe 250, 300 grams of protein a day, and maybe 40 grams of fat. I knew that if I followed that protocol, I'd have no muscle left on my body. And they were doing maybe 1.5 to 2 hours cardio a day.
Justamente o Slaver Cook, então ele falou que via os protocolos dos outros atletas E ele ficava chocado com tão pouca comida que os caras comiam, e os caras ainda tinham que comer, tinham que fazer muito cardio. Ele falava que se fosse com ele fazer aquilo, ele não ia sobrar nada pra ele. Ele nunca achou necessário, ele nunca teve coach. Sempre ele que se preparou.
Autodidata.
Autodidata,
And then and I did start T3 at about 4 weeks out from the show. I would start T3. I would start off at 12.5 microgram to T3 at about 4 weeks out, and then I may increase it to 25 micrograms if I felt I needed to.
Se precisasse, ele jogava até 25 de T3.
Now that was the biggest stack that I did.
Foi a maior coisa que ele fez. Né?
What I did do back in 1999, I was a middleweight bodybuilder, and I had a lot of success. I did multiple back-to-back shows and won the under 80 kilo, won the overall, under 80 kilo, overall. And I did 4 back-to-back shows, one after the week. 4 weeks later, the British Championships were taking place. And in my head, I thought, if I take growth hormone for the last 4 weeks of prep, only for the last 4 weeks, I'll build muscle. But I had to lose muscle to make weight. And I was only using 2 units a day. So I used 2 units of growth hormone a day. I saw no change, but I was never going to see change because I had to lose muscle to make weight anyway. Yeah. So even if there was a higher state of anabolism, I was never going to notice it because I would have... Pardon?
How much you need to eat?
Eat or weight?
You know, how much you had to weigh to compete?
I was under 80 kilo back then.
Under 80, nossa.
And guys,
então, pessoal, ele competia até 80. Ele comentou que não dava pra ele tomar muito mais que isso, porque ele tinha peso pra bater. Então ele ia ganhar peso e ia ter que perder peso. Inclusive, ele nunca usou muito de H, só 2 WIS, né? Por causa dessa questão do peso, né? E ele não viu efeito nenhum nessa dosagem.